People do not usually start disrespecting you in one day. It often begins with something small. A friend cancels plans at the last minute. You are looking forward to seeing them, but you smile and say, "It's okay, no problem." Someone makes a joke about you in front of other people. It hurts, but you laugh because you do not want to make things awkward. A coworker asks you for help when you already have too much to do. You agree, even though you are exhausted. None of these moments seem serious on their own, but over time, they teach people something. They teach people that your time can be taken, your feelings can be ignored, your limits can be pushed. And one day, you wonder why people keep taking you for granted. The answer is not that you are too kind. Kindness is not the problem. The problem is when kindness has no protection. In this video, you will learn why people may stop respecting you, how to set limits without becoming rude, and how to make your words mean something through calm action. Because respect does not begin when other people finally understand your value. It begins when you stop treating your own value like it is negotiable. How it starts. Imagine you have a friend named Daniel. Daniel is funny, charming, and always has a reason for why he cannot keep his promises. The first time he cancels plans, you understand. Everyone has difficult days. The second time, he says he forgot. You forgive him. The third time, he cancels 30 minutes before you are supposed to meet. You are disappointed, but when he says, "You know I've been busy," you tell him not to worry. Now, Daniel may not be a bad person. Maybe he really is disorganized. Maybe he has problems in his life. But that is not the point. The point is what happens next. Because nothing changed after the first cancellation, Daniel learns that canceling on you has no cost. He may not think about it consciously, but he begins to see your time as flexible. Meanwhile, you become frustrated. You start feeling unimportant. But instead of addressing the pattern, you keep acting like everything is fine. That is how resentment grows. It grows when your mouth says, "No problem," while your heart says, "This keeps hurting me." Respect becomes difficult when people cannot see where your limits are. You do not need to become angry about every small mistake. But when the same behavior happens again and again, pretending that it does not affect you will not make it disappear. A healthy relationship does not require perfection. It requires effort from both sides. If someone repeatedly shows you that your time does not matter, believe the pattern, not only their apology. The difference between kindness and fear. Many people confuse being kind with being afraid to disappoint others. They say yes because they do not want anyone to be upset. They stay quiet because they are afraid of conflict. They forgive quickly because they fear being seen as difficult. But this is not always kindness. Sometimes it is fear wearing the clothes of kindness. Think about the last time someone asked you for something you did not want to do. Maybe you were tired. Maybe you had plans. Maybe you simply did not feel comfortable. But instead of saying no, you agreed. Then later you felt annoyed. You are not angry because they asked. You were angry because you abandoned yourself to make them comfortable. This is important to understand. People cannot always know what you need unless you show them. If you always say yes, people may assume you are genuinely okay with everything. The solution is not to become cold or selfish. The solution is to become honest. You can be a caring person and still say, "I can't help today. I already have plans. I need some time for myself. That does not work for me." These are not cruel sentences. They are clear sentences. And clear people are easier to respect because others know where they stand. Why long explanations make things worse. When people first try to set boundaries, they often make one mistake. They explain too much. They write long messages. They give 5 reasons. They apologize before they even say what they need. For example, instead of saying, "I can't come tonight," they say, "I'm really sorry. I know we planned this a long time ago, and I don't want you to think I don't care, but I had a difficult week and I'm tired, and maybe I can come later, or maybe next week. By the end of the message, the other person may feel invited to negotiate. They may say, "Just come for 1 hour," or "You always cancel on me," or "You can rest tomorrow." The more you explain, the more some people will look for a way around your answer. A boundary does not need to be a courtroom argument. You are not asking permission to take care of yourself. You are sharing a decision. Try something simpler. "Thank you for inviting me, but I'm not available tonight." If they ask why, you do not owe them a full report. You can repeat calmly, "I'm not available tonight." This may feel uncomfortable in the beginning. You may feel guilty, but guilt does not always mean you did something wrong. Sometimes guilt is simply the feeling of doing something new. 3 calm responses. Here are 3 simple responses you can use when someone pushes your limits. The first is, "That doesn't work for me." Use it when someone changes plans at the last minute, asks too much from you, or expects you to accept something unfair. For example, a friend says, "Let's meet at midnight. I know it's late, but I'm free then." You can say, "That doesn't work for me. Let's choose another time." No anger, no long speech, just clarity. The second response is, "I'm not available for that." Use this when someone tries to place their responsibility on you. Maybe a coworker waits until the end of the day and asks you to finish their work. Maybe a family member expects you to drop everything whenever they call. You can say, "I'm not available for that today." You do not need to prove that you are busy enough. Your time is yours. The third response is, "If this continues, I'm going to leave the conversation." Use this when someone becomes insulting, mocking, or disrespectful. For example, someone starts raising their voice and making personal comments. You can say, "I'm willing to talk when we can speak respectfully. If this continues, I'm leaving the conversation." Then, if they continue, you leave. This is the part that gives the boundary its strength. A boundary is not only a sentence, it is what you do after the sentence. People may test you. When you change the way you respond, some people will notice immediately. The person who is used to calling you late at night may become annoyed when you do not answer. The friend who always arrives late may act offended when you leave after waiting 20 minutes. The family member who is used to criticizing you may say you have become too sensitive. This does not automatically mean your boundary is wrong. It may simply mean that the old version of you was easier for them. Remember, people who respect you may need time to adjust, but they will eventually try to understand. People who only benefited from your lack of boundaries may become angry because they are losing access to your time, attention, or emotional energy. Do not let their reaction become proof that you made the wrong choice. You are not responsible for making every person happy with your limits. You are responsible for making choices that allow you to live with peace and self-respect. Respect yourself first. The most powerful change is not in what you say to other people. It is in what you say to yourself. Every time you ignore your own discomfort just to avoid a difficult conversation, you send yourself a message. Other people's comfort matters more than mine. Every time you agree to something that makes you unhappy, you teach yourself that your needs come last. But when you listen to yourself, something slowly changes. You begin to trust your own feelings. You notice the difference between a normal disagreement and a situation that repeatedly makes you feel small. You stop needing everyone to agree with you before you make a decision. And you begin to understand something important. Respect is not something you chase from other people. It is something you build through your standards. If you respect your time, you will be more careful about who gets access to it. If you respect your energy, you will stop wasting it on people who only bring confusion. If you respect your voice, You will no longer feel the need to disappear whenever someone disagrees with you. This does not mean every person will suddenly treat you perfectly, but it changes the kind of treatment you accept, and that can change your entire life. Final message. You do not need to become hard to be respected. You do not need to shout, threaten, or prove that you are powerful. Real strength is quieter than that. It is being able to say no without feeling the need to apologize for existing. It is leaving a disrespectful conversation instead of staying to win it. It is choosing people who value your presence without making you fight for basic care. The next time someone asks too much from you, pause before answering. The next time someone crosses a line, do not immediately pretend it is fine. The next time you feel yourself preparing a long explanation, remember that a simple answer may be enough. You are allowed to be kind. You are allowed to be generous, but you are also allowed to protect yourself. Because kindness without boundaries becomes exhaustion. And respect starts the moment you decide that your peace, your time, and your dignity matter too. If this message helped you, write this in the comments. My boundaries matter.